Hi, and welcome back to another perfume review. My name is Kara, and this is Megan's Ghost. So today I have another review from Black Baccara, and I do have other brands on the way. Shipping times kind of vary, so I scooped this up. This is the Halloween perfume oil sample, and this was really fun. If you enjoyed the 2020 limited edition collection, I have some that you might want to snag the full size of from this collection that can scratch the itch of some of those other fragrances, because I'll tell you what, my last carousel little vial is almost gone and I'm sad about it. So why don't we get right into it? To start, and as always, I have my notes over here if you see me looking away. To start, I want to begin with two of the fragrances from this collection. I think that they are a good pair to kind of compare and contrast together. And they are Black Cat and Boneyard. So I'll start off just by reading the notes, and then I'll kind of compare them together because they are pretty similar. So Black Cat was inspired by the essence of the power and mystery of a black cat. The notes are, let's see, cardamom and black pepper with cloves, frankincense, myrrh, cedarwood, and a faint touch of oak moss. It's described as dark, spicy, and earthy. Boneyard is also dark, spicy, and earthy. So this was inspired by an overgrown 19th century cemetery. So the notes for Boneyard are cemetery moss, soil, and cedar trees. And the website reads, each step unleashes the aroma of damp earth and crisp autumn leaves. So we're getting darkness, we are getting that atmosphere, and we're getting a lot of earth and soil notes in both of these. They both also hit you in the face with a lot of clove. So they're pretty similar. They give off a similar vibe, right? I could see a pair of twins wearing these. But there are some differences. So let me tell you what those are, because maybe you don't want the sample. Maybe you just want to pick one of these up and you're trying to decide. I think if you like one, you're going to like the other. But Black Cat is advertised to be a unisex fragrance, and Boneyard, in my experience, is more of a masculine scent. I wouldn't wear Boneyard on myself past what I did to try this out, but I'd really like it if my partner did. Both of these are really spicy scents, and they both dry down more mild. To be completely honest, when I first applied these fragrances, I didn't like them at all. Boneyard in particular, it starts out just with clove, just in your face, so spicy. I kept thinking of the Ron Burgundy line. It stings the nostrils, and it doesn't smell like gasoline, but yes, it's strong, and it was not my favorite. But then, if you just let a little time go by, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, it dries down to something really nice, like dark and smoky and maybe a little sexy. It's just a much more pleasant experience. I'd like my partner to wear this when we're outside at a bonfire and he's wearing one of those like thick flannel shirts that he doesn't own, but you know the ones. They always kind of smell like fire smoke. I don't know. But that's what I want to happen. And I think that Boneyard would smell really good there. But I had to get over those first couple minutes because it reacted pretty strongly on my wrist anyway. Black Cat, on the other hand, does not start with the spiciness. Black Cat starts out really earthy, like wet soil. So it flips around a little bit. You get more spice as you continue wearing Black Cat, whereas with Boneyard, the spice kind of goes down to a more manageable level. Both of them, like I mentioned, are really quite nice after you wear them for a little bit. But I really think the description of dark, spicy, and earthy perfectly captures what these fragrances are. So then let's move to Mummy. Mummy is a very feminine scent. And Mummy, let's see, the notes for Mummy are cinnamon and cloves, our friend cloves again, rolled into tobacco, dirt, frankincense, and myrrh. In the background, a drop of ancient wine works its way to the surface of the palate. This intoxicating, arcane blend is evocative of the perfumes of ancient Egypt. I love these descriptions so much. They're so gorgeous. How do you not want to buy something? What I found about Mummy was that it started off with a strong honey scent for me. I wouldn't say strong, scratch that. I'd say it just smelled lightly of honey. It was sweet. And then it dried down more of, I kind of want to say more of a soapy kind of scent. There was a lot more freshness, but that little bit of sting, spice, a little bit of that antiseptic smell. It's nice. It's just very clean. I think that's the word I'm looking for. It's a very clean, feminine smell. You can smell some fruit. I think that wine does come through. It's really nice. And there's a little bit of dust. So when I'm wearing Mummy, I'm thinking of someone from ancient Egypt who was rich and powerful and important enough to be mummified. I think that this is the bottle that that person would have worn, and you find it in this ancient tomb. I think that this fragrance really does an excellent job of telling that story, right? I think that if you took out some of the earthiness of the scent, you'd be left with something you could probably buy at like Victoria's Secret. Just like a nice smell. Feminine, pretty, not extremely unique. But what makes this fragrance more special is that you can smell the age. As it came out of my mouth, I realized that probably sounds disgusting, but I mean that dustiness, that old, almost sacred, maybe a little haunted smell to it. For me personally, in terms of how much I loved this scent, I didn't. It was a little bit boring. Not because it didn't smell good. It smells really nice. It's pretty. It just, I think, with some of the perfumes I have, I'm pretty spoiled with novelty and something very unique. And so many perfumes, I can't think of anything close to being like them. And then there's this, which is pretty. It's lovely. But it just doesn't do it for me. It's not exciting. But you know what? I think it would be a really nice fragrance for when you maybe don't want to be too novel. You just want to smell good. This would be a good date night perfume. And I will share that while it wasn't something that blew me away, Mummy is my partner's favorite fragrance that I own. He loves it. He would want me to wear it all the time. He probably wishes I would pick up the full size. So I wear Mummy when he's coming home from work after a difficult day. It's not something I'm really wearing for myself, but it is a fragrance that had a really powerful effect on him. I think that it's beautiful in that way. Not one of the two that I think you have to pick up, but I think that if you like fruity scents, if you like earthy scents, if you like, this is one of those fragrances that makes you feel a little fancy and a little bit rich. I think you'd like Mummy for sure. It's a really nice fragrance. So then let's get to the last two, both of which I will be picking up for sure. One of them, I didn't even have to think about it. One of them I got as a sample vial when I purchased the full size of Chocolate Cauldron. The other one, this sample was my first experience with it, and I was just so confused. It took me a while to figure out how I felt. I knew I loved it, but now I know I love it and I just need to have a large quantity of it. So let's start with that one. The coolest perfume in this collection is Shadows and Sugar. Shadows and Sugar. So let me read from the website here. Or is it Sugar and Shadows? Please hold. Let me actually take a look at the bottle here. I want to make sure I'm calling it the right thing. Okay, it's Shadows and Sugar. I just have it written backwards in my notes. Not a really good note taker, apparently. Okay, so Shadows and Sugar, inspired by the remnants of an abandoned carnival in winter. So there are blends of shadowy and sweet. Leather and smoke mingles with the scent of melting candy, wet soil, rubber, fire, and vanilla. It's described as a strange blend, and that's very accurate. It is rooted in damp earth and potting soil. At the onset, the blend is on fire, revealing a dark, burning wood aroma. As it unfolds, it reveals faint phantoms of cotton candy and vanilla. This blend is both disturbing and sweet, evocative of strange landscapes. It's perfect for anyone who enjoys sweet perfumes that still linger on the dark side. So, are you intrigued? I think you should be. It's a very intriguing scent, or should I say scents, because Shadows and Sugar transformed on me 3 separate times. This is 3 perfumes all in one, and it is a roller coaster. It is awesome. So the description says that it starts as fire. For me, it started creamy, sweet and creamy, like a milky, sugary, confectionery kind of thing. It was really nice. Think of like a cake with a lot of like whipped frosting on it, or I don't think people sweetened condensed milk. I was like, do people put sugar in their milk? I don't think that that's a thing, but like sweetened condensed milk, really creamy and sweet. Then it dried down, fiery and smoky. So that came really quickly, right? So for me, I find that my perfumes, there's the immediate scent, then there's that secondary that comes pretty quick, and then there's that final dry down, 30 minutes later, that might go through some changes as the hours go on and it continues to interact with your body, but the mid notes come pretty quickly for me. That was fiery and smoky, and it was really, really nice. But then suddenly it smells like candy again, but not a milky candy, but like a sweet, more like Skittles, that kind of sweet, not like a milky sweet, but like Halloween hard candy sweet. What a wild ride Shadows and Sugar is, and surprisingly unisex. I usually gush, right? Like, that's my thing. I gush way too long about fragrances, and I don't have anything to say to Shadows and Sugar. It's just really awesome. I think that if you loved the last carousel, like I really, really do, and you're sad that you couldn't get the full size, I think Shadows and Sugar can scratch that itch for you. It's not the same. Nothing's ever gonna be. And it's not boozy, but it is a gorgeous, dark, gourmand. I just love it so much. Do I smell rubber? No. But the leather and the smoke, melting candy, little bit of wet soil. I don't usually like those earthy fragrances very much. This one was fine. Didn't even bother me at all. And that vanilla, I can't. You just buy it. Please buy it. So that we can have the shared experience, because I can't really articulate how cool this fragrance is. But it's actually not my favorite. My favorite fragrance, the other one that I think you really should pick up the full size of, and all of these are permanent collection, so take your time. No rush. I don't think they're going to be selling out or anything like that. They're stocked year round, which is a blessing. But my favorite is Carnival of Ghosts. So the name is similar to the last carousel. I switch them in my brain sometimes, but Carnival of Ghosts is so much fun. This is easily my favorite from this collection. So let's read the notes here. Okay, it is described as earthy, moody, and gourmand. It is rooted in benzoin, agarwood, and the faintest hint of patchouli. Anise, pumpkin, apple, caramel, and a whisper of popcorn quickly reveal themselves from the background of deep soil to create the story of an autumn carnival. Yeah, this scent smells like when I went apple picking with my friends, like mid to late September one year, right? Because in the distance you can smell they're selling apple cider and apple pies and all those confections. There's a pumpkin patch over here, the apple orchard is over there, and you're just smelling a lot of the things on the wind. There's a big bonfire in the distance. It's beautiful, and there's high energy. This is described as moody. I would say it definitely evokes a mood, but it's light. It's very crisp. This is a cold breeze fragrance. It's really invigorating. It's something that increases my energy level. It's not something like the last carousel, which was more of a haunted, dark, the park is abandoned and closed. This one is like open, and it's bustling, and the wind's gently blowing, and you're with your friends, and it's great. It's a great scent that takes me back to some really nice memories, and it's a scent that I want to continue to pair with those experiences. It's also a scent that I could see myself wearing around Christmas time because of that. I mean, can you like see my face? Can you see like how happy just thinking about the fragrance makes me look? Definitely could see myself wearing it for Christmas time, winter time, any winter holiday, because it has that cold crispness. And if it wasn't pumpkins and apples, it would be like Christmas lights that my mind would be going to. So a really nice transition scent that could take you all the way from that first day of September to maybe into January. I love it. It's really exciting. High energy. I will wear it forever. I would drink it if I didn't think that it would probably kill me. So that's it for these 5 fragrances. This was a really cool collection. Really glad that I picked it up. I always recommend picking up sample sets, because what you're gonna find is there are some scents you like, some scents you don't, and you're gonna learn about yourself from that. But even there are some scents that I like that I just don't need a lot of. But it opens the door to really expand your collection to what you really want it to be. And I find that these sample vials last a pretty long time. Usually, let me pick one out here. So which one is this? This one is Shadows and Sugar. Okay. So the vials are this big, right? Little woman hand for scale. They come with a tag. You can easily see what it is. And then you open it up, and there is a little stick. So usually I'll just put it on my wrist, put it on my inner arm, and I'll put it oh, it's so milky, it's so good. Ugh. I'm like aggressively happy. And then I put it on my neck. So I kind of douse a little bit. And I really only have to dip it in a couple times. And I mean, these samples just last me quite a long time, I find. So I don't think that I think the website, I want to say, says that a sample vial will give you 5 to 7 applications. I think I've been able to stretch them out a little bit more. But the stick really makes it easy. The only thing is if you have any kind of difficulty with dexterity, these little things can be a little difficult to open, and I'm always afraid that I'm going to open it and it's going to just go everywhere. But if you can get it open, then the stick really helps. These last a long time. So maybe I should have started by telling you a little bit about the samples in general, or the vials themselves. But all of that is to say, I really recommend that you pick this up. I like the variety in it. They're not all gourmands, they're not all earthy. And even though there were some that I'm like, not gonna buy, I'm not disappointed in this. I really like it. And I love these tins. They're so cute. I really regret pitching my limited edition 2020 tin. Not a mistake I will make again. So that is the review. Please tell me what you think. Feel free to comment down below. There are so few of you that I always respond. You're all lovely. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any requests or if you have any recommendations, or any other kinds of products that you'd be interested in, or maybe you have these or have questions, I just love chatting. So definitely hit me up in the comments and stick around for the next video. I will see you then. Bye guys.